question, but I think I already know the answer. I hate it. I hate it when this happens, when I'm about to ask a question and then I have the answer in my head, or I end up answering the question in my head. But what's your preference? If you really had to choose, would it be theater or sabihin na natin film na lang, wag TV?
Okay.
Would you act more for the theater industry, or would you like to shift to the film industry?
Because again, there's nothing like that live experience. It's electrifying when you're connecting with an audience. And like in this play that I'm in, for example, just to plug kung pwede.
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead,
doing
go
this
ahead.
play called A Family Reunion under Virgin Lab Fest, written by Anthony Kim Vergara, directed by Ian Segarra. And it's about a Filipino family.
Okay, I'll slow you down there. Can you pull it up, Lester? But go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Can you pull it up?
Oh, I think, there's like a little trailer. I don't know lang if it's on YouTube or on Facebook. There's like a little trailer of it there.
Title.
Yeah.
I'm sure meron yan
A
sa YouTube.
family reunion.
A family reunion. But okay, you were saying, sorry for interjecting.
Yeah, and so, a lot of people have been coming up to us after the show saying that, nakarelate kami, iyak daw sila ng iyak, and because a lot of the scenes actually really happened to them, and just to get that feedback is amazing. Or, at the corner of your eye, when I'm apologizing to one of the characters, I really saw somebody in the audience like that, and and so to see that real time.
Yeah.
On the other hand, but the thing is, it's not permanent.
Yeah.
It's like this fleeting moment, and when it's over, it's over, and it's in your memory as a performer and in the audience's memory as the one that was able to witness it. But for a film, it's forever.
Yeah.
And so, it's wonderful also, let's say, for a film that I've done that I'm very proud of to have been part of was Sakaling Hindi Makarating, directed and written by Ice Idanan. People even up to today actually message me and say, I watched you in Sakaling Hindi Makarating and I loved your character and I love the film so much. It made me realize so much about myself. It's a travel film starring Alessandra De Rossi. Her character mysteriously receives postcards from all over the Philippines. So she goes on a journey to trace the postcards and at the same time find herself. So there it is. Yeah. That's
Sakaling Hindi
Makarating.
Makarating.
Yeah.
Okay. When was this released?
2015.
2015. Still recent.
Yeah.
Still recent. And
2016. 2016 pala. We filmed it 2015. It came out 2016.
Okay. And then your role here was?
So she travels to different places, and the last place that she finds herself in is in Batanes. So my character, and for each place that she goes to, actually she has a very meaningful interaction with a character there. So she has a meaningful interaction with me in Batanes.
In Batanes.
Yeah. And I got to go to Batanes, which was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talagang apples and oranges then, no? You can't really say, it's just theater. I'll just do theater and that's it. So it also gives gratification even when you do film.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's really unfair to ask you to
hard.
choose.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I fell in love with theater first.
Yeah.
And then when I first tried film acting, I felt really uncomfortable because you have to like still in the camera is right there in my face, but I fell in love with it as well. So just as long as I'm acting, I'm happy.
I can't imagine you being painfully shy. But,
I still am actually. Yeah.
But
I'm introvert. I'm an introvert at heart.
really?
Yeah.
Parang di halata.
Hindi halata.
Lester,
Hindi halata.
Introvert ako. Really.
But ang mga
really.
creative talaga, no? Introverted, no?
A
No,
lot of
Lester?
them.
Oo, tama.
Introverted talaga ang mga creative. I don't know why it's such a common denominator for creative people. I guess because you give so much during your presentation and then you need to recover and be alone muna. I guess for some it's like that. But that's one thing that we really have noticed, no? That creative people are very introverted. Okay, so this is the film.
Yeah.
So as you were saying, if you want to do theater, it's also very important that you have something to fall back on. So that's why we also saw something that you worked on. I'm not sure if it was recent.
Oh.
Yes, but can we pull up the O Shopping?
Oh my gosh.
So we saw this one while we were researching on content. I'm actually not familiar with O Shop. I haven't watched TV.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't
So
watched TV
good for you.
in years.
You're outliving your life. And
I
of
haven't
course,
seen
coming
it.
here for the memory keepers, you know,
Yeah.
to do the podcast.
Okay, so this is O Shopping.
Yes.
Okay, so when you were saying a while ago na you need something to fall back on, or you need something that can sustain you so you can pursue your craft. Is this one of those things that you one of the options that can help with pursuing that craft?
Yeah, definitely. You know, when I got shopping, you know, I realized just how well. One thing is that I enjoy it. I enjoy hosting, but yeah, it gives us something regular because we have regular tapings every month. So yeah, it's been a wonderful way for me to like express like the hosting part of me, but it's
Yeah.
been a viable source for income as well.
Okay, you know, it's such a crime that you don't have your YouTube channel
Oh!
because it's there are so many things that you can feature on your channel, and
Okay, I'll ask for your advice on that.
yeah, it'll be very interesting, and people want parang ano na kasi ngayon very voyeuristic culture.
Right,
People
right.
just want to see, okay, what is this person doing? What's that person doing? I don't know if we have to edit this. Hence Kumu, the app. Everybody wants to live stream and just watch everyone else do something. People live stream doing their laundry. I don't get that.
Really?
You do your laundry, you live stream your
Wow.
laundry.
And then parang you're making chica. Like,
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so
Or-
this is what I had for breakfast. And
Yes.
it's really hard to take out this stain. You know, coffee is such a pain.
Yeah, like that. Or pag nagluluto ka, i-live stream mo. So with you, there's so many aspects to your profession, to your person that yun nga, it's really a crime that you don't have a YouTube channel.
Aw.
Sayang eh. You can post on our channel if you want.
Sure,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But all right, so this one is O Shopping. Is this similar to Shopee?
It is, well, it's a partnership. Shopping is a partnership between Korean channel, Home Shopping TV, CJ Korea Shopping, partnered up with ABS-CBN to bring Shopping Philippines here. So it is, you can watch it on ABS-CBN late nights and really early in the morning before Umagang Kay Ganda. It also is available on Sky Cable Channel 11 and on
Okay.
Signal TV.
Okay.
And actually, we also do have a channel now on Lazada and on Shopee, I believe. We're gonna come out on Shopee as well. We have a store there. So it started out with Korean products being offered. So different Korean products from cooking to home and exercise equipment, beauty, apparel.
Okay.
And but also after a couple of years, then we also started selling local products
Okay.
on Shopping. And recently, actually quite exciting, is we started selling cars.
Cars.
Yeah, so we had a partnership with Hyundai, and
Okay.
that was me and Victor. You can pull up that particular episode, actually, the Hyundai Reina.
Actually, it works. It works if you guys do sell cars because
Yeah.
men are more receptive to women, and then it's such a natural content for them, or natural what do you call it? A product that they would really be interested in. And it's I think they're more receptive. If it's a woman explaining to them all the valves and the horsepower, right?
Yeah, so there it is, the all-new Hyundai Reina. So that was very exciting for us. We filmed that a couple of months ago.
Alam mo yung O Shopping, parang it's built for a digital platform, no? The way it's structured. But okay, so here's the car. And then, so
Yes.
this is what you guys are selling now.
Yeah. So so
Okay.
we filmed that in ABS-CBN. There I am.
All right. Just one specific model, or does Hyundai call you and say, okay, please sell our whole fleet from vans to SUVs?
Well, we started out with the Reina, but I believe that the result of that went pretty well. So I think they're exploring us being able to sell more other variants.
I
that
think
they
it
have.
works. It really works. It works.
Yeah,
no?
that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
Para maganda mag-ads dyan si teddysage clothing, no?
Why not?
Pwede, no? Pwede.
Yeah.
Oo. So you're all right. So a while ago we were talking about when you do theater, it's best to have something to fall back on.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, what are the things as we're looking at this? This is one of the options. Do you also do commercials, Leslie?
Yeah, well, not so often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. Like, I do have peers that have, really met tremendous success in commercials.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it, again, it's a lot of falling in line. And like, I have friends, like, okay, they lined up for 80 VTRs before they were cast in a commercial. But once they got their break, biglang dire-diretso na. And like, somebody liked their performance and then they were invited na lang to audition. It was easier than for them to get cast. So that's actually another viable option, but you just really have to go through the rigor of lining up for VTRs. It oftentimes is a cattle call wherein a lot of people will show up.
Yeah.
You will wait for a very long time and then you might not get cast. In a week, your agent will text you, and so there is value actually in showing up.
Oh my goodness, I like that. Can we keep playing that? Okay. There is value in showing up.
If for an audition, for a VTR, just showing up.
To all the small channels that we invited, please remember, there is really... there is value. No, because our problem now with the younger generation, they really do not say no. They won't say no. They're scared to say no, I guess, in the fear of they might offend you, but they won't reply, and then they just won't show up. So that's one of the things that we experience. We're not generalizing naman, not all the young ones. Actually, yesterday we had Joe Serrano, who was super professional. Who was early, 45 minutes before she was already here.
Nice.
But it's just a pattern that we're noticing right now, that some people just don't show up, don't respond, and it's mostly the young ones. Okay. So, grabe si Kuya, na pinagalitan na naman ng mga bata. Okay, so when the nice thing about theater, I'm noticing, it really opens a lot of doors. No, there's film, there's commercial, there's other plays. Is there do theater actors end up in a very obscure place that you wouldn't expect, like maybe, I don't know, law enforcement or customer service in a different field? Because there was one time, I don't know which customer service I called. It was a call center, definitely. And then the person was so good. And then I asked her, how long have you been doing this? And then she said she was new, only 2 weeks, but she was a theater actress.
There you go.
So it's pretty amazing. Do theater actors end up in some very different profession?
I really believe that theater teaches life skills that are necessary for you, and for anybody that takes a theater workshop or trains in theater. Even if you don't end up in theater, you will pick up valuable skills that will help you, succeed. So, like, for example, there is somebody who trained with us ever since he was young. So he took workshops with us, then he came on to Make Believe as an apprentice. So he helped out in our productions, performed, but then he pursued business management in UP.
Okay.
But even while he was doing business management, he was still, training with us and performing with us. Hi there, JV. I miss you.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. JV Javier. And he, but even during the time he was telling me that he was in college, like his professors in finance and business were really noticing him, because they said, I like your personality. I like your disposition. There's something about you when you're explaining yourself. And what is it? And he said, I really think it's theater, because, you have to give... Communication is something that we need to do, whatever your profession is. Whether you're a highly technical person, you have to communicate and coordinate with people. So theater gives you presence. It teaches you how to stand up in front of people. It teaches you to improvise. Like, you might be giving a presentation or dealing with a difficult customer and you're asked an unexpected question. And because theater teaches you, like, improvisation, because like if you forget your line, you can't stop the show. You have to keep on going. And so because of that, he was able to develop this extreme presence. intelligence. He could talk to people, explain well. He could think of things spontaneously and speak spontaneously, defend certain objections. And he, up to this day, tells me that he feels that he got that because he trained with us ever since he
Galing.
was young. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. At the end of the day, everybody needs to communicate.
Yes.
You know, I just remembered there was this, without mentioning names, I used to work with someone who was so smart. He's like a human calculator, and all the business concepts, he just knew it by heart. But the problem was he couldn't talk to people. Then I realized people skills talaga is the most important thing.
Yes.
My daughter's definitely going to do theater.
Yay!
Because no matter how smart you are, if you can't talk to people, at the end of the day, all that intelligence, sayang eh. Sayang, di ba, Lester?
Yes.
Kailangan talaga makapagsalita at
Express yourself.
express yourself. Do you know, Leslie was very shy.
I was.
Painfully shy. May questions ka ba kay Leslie?
Well, siguro...
Sorry, hindi
Hindi na segue.
Okay, thank you. Sinegway na kita.
You're welcome. And then, na-mention niya earlier na sa theater act or pagiging actress, parang you're trying to be someone or be parang
Sige, tulungan kita.
maging ibang character.
Okay, you have to you have to take on another persona.
Kasi tawag dito, sa social media or YouTube industry, mostly kasi parang talaga yung personal side mo talaga yung pinapakita mo.
Okay. I get, okay. Sa YouTube kasi, mas mabenta ang sinasabi nila kapag totoo ka. Mas mabenta yon. Okay, and what's your question?
So, sa tingin mo ba, parang yun, magandang way ba siya na, kasi parang sa akin kasi malaking advantage kung
parang kinakabahan ka?
Hindi naman.
Hindi
parang
naman
yung nagiging issue kasi sa YouTube, pag yun nga, marami na de-depress pag na-atake na yung personal nila. So parang wala nang natitira sa kanila.
Sakit mo lang natitira. Okay,
So magandang way ba yung parang yung sa katulad ng pagiging actress na ilalagay mo yung sarili mo dun sa ibang character?
Okay, so what you're saying, should you take on a
persona?
Yes. Wag. Kaya lang, ang gagaling ng mga viewers eh. Alam na you cannot fake it on YouTube. For some reason, they pick it up immediately. Diba? Pero you're saying, ang question mo, to protect yourself.
Yes.
Because ang gagaling ng mga trolls, ang gagaling ng mga comments, to the point that sometimes I feel that I can really take a lot of insults, but there's like a few that are so creative, and then you start to think, baka tama tong comment na to. But you're saying, would you advise people to take on create a persona para hindi ka masyadong ma-hurt pag masasakit na magsalita tong mga trolls na to?
Okay. Well, of course, yes. Ang ganda ng question mo.
Ang ganda ng question.
Lester,
Ang ganda.
Thank you so much for that. It gives me...
Ang lalim, ano?
Yeah,
ang bigat.
Yes.
Parang ayoko na mag-YouTube eh.
So yeah, it's true. Like for theater, you still are playing the truth, but you're playing someone else's truth. It's the truth of the character, and you use your tools, your body, your facial expression, your voice to share the truth of that story and that particular character that you're playing. And it's different when you're hosting, whether it's YouTube. And I feel like that for O Shopping, for example, I am more myself because I'm Lesley Lina, and then I am selling you a product, but I'm talking to you as a human being, my experience as a mom. And I get that it can be hurtful. So parang you're thinking that, is it best to then just create a persona? I feel like that's not necessary, although that is a possibility. You could have fun. Like, I'll create a channel and I will play like this pink-haired, comedian that likes spicy food, and I'd be playing a role, and that's a lot of fun. So if her character, if this Fifi, for example, Fifi, the pink-haired spicy food eater that eats the spiciest foods for your enjoyment, gets attacked, then I know that this is just a persona, so walang problema. That's a possibility, you know, if you'd like to entertain people that way, you know, create a character and have a lot of fun with that character. But on the other hand, for those then that just say, you know, I'm not that sort of creator, I just want to be very true to myself, I believe that's still okay. Theater then will help you be more expressive, facial expression, use your voice. When it comes to attacking, I guess it's just having a strong sense of self. Like, what you put on YouTube isn't your entire story and isn't your entire person. Of course, you're as truthful and you're open to share and you're generous. So many of you are generous to, you know, give us talagang that inside view into your lives. But it's not your entire life. You also exist. You have moments with your family. You have moments with your loved ones that you don't broadcast. There are moments that you have with yourself that is just for yourself. So when they attack you, of course, we hear this a lot of times that you can't please everybody. People will always have something to say. And that's what the internet gives us, all of us, a voice to say something and to share an opinion. But, you know, when you put yourself there knowing that this isn't it isn't all of my life and it isn't all of me. Even if you feel like you're oversharing or talagang pati labada pinapakita nyo, you still have a life that is outside of your online life and you still have yourself. And if you just hold on to that and know that whatever impression you're getting of me, it's not completely me, or this is my message and maybe you're receiving it the wrong way, and we could agree to disagree. But I just feel like it's something that we present to other people for their consumption, but it's not 100% encapsulating of who you are as a person, what your gifts are, what it is that you share with the world, your unique traits and your special gifts. It's impossible because you're so multifaceted. Everybody is so complex. Life is so huge, and you can't capture it all and show it on video. So parang if you're attacked, you know, don't feel that it's attacking all of you. You know, just hold on to that is yours and that your loved ones know and people that you trust know.
I'm gonna bottle up what you just said and I'll sell it. No, that's very good advice. That's very good advice. I will rehash and when we have YouTuber guests, that's really good advice. But on that note, would you allow your daughter to go on YouTube? Being a mom, of course, you want to be protective. You want them to mature and develop first before you hear all these nasty comments. But now, ang dami ng YouTubers who are what, mga 10, 11, diba? Is this something you would consider for your daughter?
Yeah. So my daughter's 13. Hi, Sophie.
Hi, Sophie.
Yeah, she's 13 turning 14 in August. And when she was younger, actually, she told me, Mom, I think I want to have my own YouTube channel. And I'm like, no, cannot be. But, you know, now she's like this, not mini because she's almost as tall as me, but she's like this human being, and I've seen her like go through a lot of different stress, a lot of different challenges, and I'm in awe of her. I feel like she has this amazing, you know, sense of self, and like even coming into her workshop, she's been in her workshop for like 2 weeks, and when I made her kamusta like the first few days, she's like, I don't have friends yet, but it's okay, Mom, I'm gonna work on it little by little. And just to hear that from her, kasi parang like I think me when I was her age, I don't have friends. I don't have anybody to talk to. Yeah. But she was like, and then day 2, Mom, I still don't have friends, but I'm okay. I'll get there. And I'm like, I trust you. I trust you're gonna get there when you're ready. And then biglang today, she's like, Mom, after our workshop, we're gonna go to Time Zone. There are 12 of us, Mom. I have friends. And I said, yeah, I never doubted that. So parang for her to be that secure in herself to say, okay, I don't have friends right now and it's okay.
Yes.
And then for her to say, I got there, Mom. I was able to, talk to one person. Parang she would share with me, because parang, yeah, Mom, I was brave enough to talk to one person. We're still not friends, but at least I talked to one person. And then now, like, she has a play date with like 12 friends. And so, because of what I'm seeing from her, I think I will allow her because Yeah, but still with supervision. Still with supervision because she's still 13, 14. So, if she'd want to start that, then I would want to have like some parental controls in place. I would want to see like what content she's putting out, how much information she's divulging as well, because security, privacy, making sure that you don't like give away things like address and things like that. So just being able to manage that, or complete names, or certain videos that you take, bigla may mahapyaw na credit card, yung mga ganyan. So just like, those things that I'd want to take care of. And then of course, help her like screen certain comments as well. I'd want to process comments with her, just so that, just to make sure that, she's okay. I will be very parental about it. Not naman na helicopter, but I will want to be hands-on and involved in the process.
Yeah, that's always good. And we can actually help you and teach you how to create a filter, because a filter is very important. But as you were telling your story about your daughter, I'll ask na for parental advice. How do you teach her resilience? Parang kasi, as you were saying, day 1, wala pang friends, pero she was very secure in herself. Day 2, she was still saying, I'm okay, don't worry about it. How did you instill that kind of security in her self-worth and the resilience na saying, tomorrow will be okay. I might talk to someone. How did you instill that?
I think one thing is, we're very close. We're very close. So I'm very open with her. Like if there's something that I'm struggling with, like today wasn't a good day and this is what happened to me and this is how I dealt with it. And she's always been very insightful actually in pointing out certain things to me. And so we've always had that open communication, but I've also found like being able to put her in situations where she'll grow and learning to let go. So like for example, like even things as simple as like a first day of classes. So I made her, because I used to teach actually in a preschool, and that was one side thing that I was doing as well as I was doing theater. I was also like preschool teacher, because you start early in the morning, you end like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Then you can do theater after. So that was one thing that I was doing. So I was working in the school teaching drama classes, music, movement, and drama. And so when it came time for, she was like 2 years old, I put her in school already, like play school. And, just being able to let go, like, not bringing her all the way there, but staying at a certain distance and let her do the walking, like up to the door. And, just letting her like go through certain incidents by herself. Minsan, parang I want to be a Bibo mom. Like, okay, parang I'm gonna pull you in and introduce you to the kids there. I want to ask, what's your name? Michelle, meet Sophie. Okay, can you guys like hang out? But then, parang also being able to step back. Kasi she has to learn those skills for herself. So kahit masakit to see her na parang, okay, they're all clumping together, but she's all alone. And then parang trying to hold back and not interfere with that process and just trust and she's gonna be okay. So like yung kinakwento niya sa akin na she doesn't have friends, I really wanted to come in and like we'd be in the elevator and somebody's there who's her classmate. But because it's like the first few days, hindi sila nagbabatean. So parang I wanted to be like, so, are you part of the class? Are you guys classmates? What's your name? So I really had to like hold back because I wanted to interfere and sort of like create a bridge. But then I said, you have to hold back. Just let her go through that discomfort, knowing that she will eventually like find her way. So it is also, letting her know that you're there for her. So minsan, during those first few days, like, do you want me to bring you up? So first few days, she's like, yeah, please, can you come with me? So I'd bring her up, but then I wouldn't put her in that uncomfortable situation. I'd try to make pakilala or get to know a kid. And then biglang, okay, mom, you can just bring me up to the elevator. I'll go up to the elevator by myself. And then like today, she's like, yeah, mom, you can just leave me and I'll go and I'll walk in by myself. So it really is like letting go and just allowing them to be in the situations and to learn.
Okay. Wow, ang hirap lang kasi as a parent, you really want to be overprotective and then you want to do everything for them. Okay, so I get it though. You really have to just let them go, let them learn, and the earlier you do it, the better it is, no? I'm sorry, pero theater is really like sports.
Really... There are similarities, and actually when I teach my kids like for make-believe workshops, I really tell them, it's sort of like you're an athlete preparing because it's 2 hours of talking or acting or dancing, singing straight. And so we do a lot of warm-ups. There's a lot of practice. So I really do liken it actually like you're training for a game.
it's good. You know what? If because not every kid is going to like sports. Some kids who are very creative, kinikwento ko nga kay Leslie kanina for all the memory keepers, si Lester never liked basketball when he was young. He was already he was editing videos at a very young age. So I like that. I like that insight na as a parent, you really have to just let them be first. And as soon as you set the foundation, I guess the morals and values are in place. Unti-unti, no, you just have to let them experience life for themselves.
Yeah.
Kaya naman pala si Leslie ay nasa Momzilla.
Mommy Mundo.
What's that?
Mompowerment.
Mom
The
Powerment
Mompowerment campaign. Hi, Janice.
Wow. I tripped on my own segue. Okay. Okay, so let's just watch a little bit of it because this really has
I'm Lesly
it
Lina,
gives a
creative
better
director
perspective
of
on
Make Believe Productions
who
and
Leslie
proud
is.
mom of Sophie, who is 12 years old.
Okay. Ayan, may audio na. Wow, big time na kami. May audio na sa headphones. Dati wala. Okay.
I was a theater practitioner before putting up Make Believe Productions, and I found that in my experience of acting in plays and also during the off seasons, then I would have the opportunity to teach kids, and I found that I really enjoyed working with kids and directing with kids and working through their inhibitions, teaching them to express themselves and really be confident. And I thought that would be something that I would love to pursue on a more regular basis. And my boyfriend at the time told me, why don't you put up your own group, have your workshops, do storytelling for kids. And I didn't believe him during that time. But then after I had Sophie, things changed. I remember there really was a moment when I looked at her and I said, everything is possible. I felt like when I had her, my heart stretched, I felt like my mind stretched, your body stretches as well, but I felt that even my courage stretched and I felt brave enough to try to take the leap. And so with two partners, we put up Make Believe Productions. It started out as a small workshop group just within our village, and eventually it grew to a group that now we do different creative arts workshops, not just in theater, but also in dance, in movement, in storytelling. We do storytelling for kids, and we also do productions for children.
Okay, so we'll hit pause first there. So there was one line there that I really liked, and you were saying that even your courage stretched. What do you mean by that?
So yeah, during the off season, so there's a theater season, but during the off season, which is usually summer, no plays are being produced.
Yeah.
So then if you're a theater artist, actor, actress, then you would teach the workshops. And then during the time, I realized when I was teaching for other theater groups, I had my own ideas about how I want to do things. And my boyfriend, who's my husband now, hindi ko na na-expound sa video, who's actually my husband now.
Yeah.
Hi, people. Love you. Was telling me, why don't you try and put up your own group? But during the time, I was like, yeah, maybe sometime in the future. I think I need to gain more experience. But he's like, I think you should just go for it. Because also, prior to Make Believe, I was commissioned by our village church to put together a play incorporating all of the kids in our village in Merville, which is one of the best places to live. Yeah. And what they wanted to do was bring together children with special needs. So you have kids with autism, ADHD, speech delay, Down syndrome, and give these kids the opportunity to interact with your mainstream kids and to put them together in a production. So we had about 40 kids, and it was a great experience because the children with special needs, they were really taken care of by our mainstream kids, and it really helped them also with their social skills and their language development. The parents loved it. And so after that, they were asking me, can you do this on a regular basis? We don't mind paying you. Please, continue. And then my boyfriend at the time was like, why don't you, people, you seem to have your own ideas about how you want to do things. You have a captive market here already. Why don't you go for it? And I didn't take it seriously during the time. Yeah, maybe one day, sure, why not?
Yes.
When I'm a little bit older and a little bit more experienced.
Yeah.
And then we had Sophie, and after that, I just remember it was so funny because these kids, we did a play, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and so 1 year after, they had like a first year anniversary, and they'd be like, Ate Les, when are you gonna have another play, please? And then they had a second anniversary. So I'm like, okay, 2 years after, you guys are still celebrating anniversaries, and Sophie has already born during the time. And so they said, Ate Les, please. And the parents were like telling me, aren't you not gonna do anything? And then I just remember that moment wherein I had freshly seen these group of kids, and a couple of parents were asking me again, and my boyfriend was bringing up, are you sure? And then we had Sophie, and then I was just looking at Sophie, and she was asleep, and I just whispered to myself, I can do this.
Wow.
Yeah.
I see that. I see that.
Yeah.
It's different when a child is already joins the family, when there's an addition to the family. So hence the birth of Make Believe Productions. Can you tell us a little something of Make Believe? So you were saying that it started in your community,
and then my best friend, who was also involved in that community play, so she designed the props and she did the set. So I asked her if she wanted, and she said yes. I'm there. Count me in. So there are two of us, but we're two artists.
Yes,
crazy kalat artists. So we needed like somebody with a business acumen and business know-how, to help us like with the paperwork and all of that. Admin teaches about pricing.
Yes.
So we brought in a third partner, also somebody that we grew up with in Merville, and she became like our business person. So there are three of us partners.
Three partners.
Yeah, so we started out with a theater workshop just within our village in the preschool where I was working. CLP, Create and Learning Path Center, which is a great school, by the way, for those of you based in Merville or the South. And so we started it there. So initially, I informed all of the people that were part of the Snow White production.
Yes.
We also sent out surveys like, would you be willing if we put up a theater workshop? And when we got 20 back that said, yes, we will, count us in, then we decided to hold our first workshop in the preschool. We were expecting about 20, but then like 52 kids arrived.
Wow.
And we're like, whoa! So it was like pandemonium. 3-year-olds up to like, there were some teenagers in there in the same room, and it was absolutely crazy, but it was wonderful. Like I had to stand on a chair just to get everybody's attention. But so what ended up happening is we had to split the class between the really young kids and your preteens and teens. So initially it started as that, just us doing workshops within Merville, but then somebody from Alabang heard about us, and then we were able to partner up with a group called Creative Kids and offer workshops in Alabang. And then we were able to get in touch with Fully Booked.
Yeah.
And we started offering our workshops there. And then while we were there, just doing a demo of our workshops as a way of, marketing for possible enrollees, there was an event organizer that was there who said, we love what you're doing. Can you like put up a show for us? Where we have this event in Glorieta. And so then we started designing, these interactive shows. And then parents also were asking us, we love the workshops. I'm having a party for my kid, and I don't want the usual magician, run-of-the-mill entertainment. I want something very interactive and educational. You think you can come in and do a storytelling or a workshop of sorts within the party. So it sort of snowballed from there, wherein we started with workshops, but then organically, we started going into events, and we went into parties, and we found like we really specialized in storytelling, like really engaging the kids, making them fall in love with stories, because I am a bookworm. I think I won bookworm of the year like in school before.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, so making them love stories and just making it come to life for different audiences.
So hence the genesis of Make Believe Productions. Okay, for the memory keepers and the subscribers, siguro we can pull up the just show them a few clips of Peter Pan. This is a story that Lester really knows by heart.
Yes.
So if you ever go to a Make Believe Productions show, or if they have a performance, usually they are very, very animated.
Yes.
No? So this is Leslie. Kanina niyo pa naman nakikita si Leslie. So ayan si Leslie, and this is one of the performances that they have on YouTube. For all the memory keepers, subscribers, you can subscribe to Make Believe Productions. They have their own YouTube channel. So do we have audio on this?
Peter Pan, and I never, ever,
Ah.
ever
Who's this? Who's the actress?
So that is my best friend, Nina. She's my partner. So she's the one that did our props, and so she did the props in the set. And initially, that was our agreement. I would be the one on stage, and she would be backstage, like doing all of the props. But then there came a time wherein, okay, I need a performer. It has to be you. And she's like, fine. And she hated it. She never hated it, but having to then move outside of our agreement. But she fell in love with it as well. And our audiences love her. She is a beloved host and storyteller and performer, and she does an amazing job.
Ang galing ah. So her ano yung competence niya before
Design.
Design.
Yeah, so
May pag-asa si Lester talaga. Lester, pwede. Look, it wasn't her natural position, but now she's an actress and a teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, kita mo, hindi obvious ah. I thought she was one of your original actresses or one of the performers. But does she have background ba in performing?
well, school productions, and because she's very beautiful, so proud of my best friend. She has come out in commercials and print ads. She does films as well. Yeah, she's come out in an independent film.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, the reason why I asked, does she have background in performing or in theater? Because she really looks natural.
Yeah. But like not as trained as me, na like grade school pa lang and workshops. I think she's just really
natural performer talaga. Okay.
And she really loves kids. So her love for the kids, and we love being kenkoy and making people laugh. So that comes out also. So funny.
Ang galing at may pag-asa pa tayo, Lester.
You guys should do an interactive storytelling session, which I will direct. Memory keepers. Kasi ba yun?
Baka wala na makipag-meeting sa akin. Baka mawala lahat ng supplier
natin. In fact,
natin.
I have like some headdresses here if you guys want to try.
I'm nervous because there is a bag over there. Ako, patay na. So what is this? Okay.
So there's a wolf headdress for you.
Okay. Wow. Okay, sige.
And also another wolf for you. Ayan.
Okay.
So theater exercise lang to, guys. So just put it on.
Okay. I'll put it over the headphones. Pwede.
Okay. Because I have this story here called Where the Wild Things Are. And it's one of our favorite stories. So you guys are gonna be Max. Okay. So you just have to follow everything that I say. This is a book by Maurice Sendak, one of our favorites in make-believe. So,
hirap kumita ng pera. Pero okay.
So it starts with this, Where the Wild Things Are. That night, Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind. He started to howl very loud. Can you howl, guys? And he howled even louder.
I can really howl.
Go.
Ayan,
Pero
sanay
it's
yan.
too loud eh. Ayun. Thank you, Lester. Thank
And
you
he
for
said, I'm a wild thing.
I'm a wild thing.
I'm a wild thing.
Ang ganda!
I'm a wild thing.
Leslie, thank you. It's coming out, ah. It's coming out.
Yeah. Tuloy pa natin.
Tuloy pa natin. Sige,
Okay.
kahit mga 3 more lights.
Okay.
Sorry.
And because he was being such a wild thing, his mother said, Max, you are going to go to bed and you cannot have dinner. And Max said, Mom, I'll eat you up. Yes, you can. Memory keepers, cheer for them.
Leslie, I don't know, for some reason I'm about to do it. And then there's like a safety valve that cuts me off that tells me I have a meeting next week.
Oh, can you say, Mom, I'll eat you up?
Mom, I'll eat you up.
Lester, give it a try.
Mom, I'll eat you up.
Oy, natural si Lester, ah.
Actually, ang ganda ng emotion in your voice.
Okay, 2 more lights and we're good.
So
Okay.
he was sent to bed without eating anything, so Max went to sleep. You guys go to sleep? In that very night, in Max's room, a forest grew and grew and grew, and he woke up and he was shocked. Can you guys look shocked? And he said, "There's a forest in my room.
There's a forest in my room.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my God!
Is this for real?
Is this for real?
Let's clap for that.
Thank you. Wow.
Galing. Should we do like a full version of this, Memory Keepers? What do you say? We'll rehearse and we'll tape it soon. Coming
Let us know
soon.
in the comment below.
And baka you can request a story din.
You know what? We can actually do storytelling on the podcast. Ang galing,
Yes.
Yeah. What when we do it, sorry, may audio ba? When we do it, we'll do it to introduce the Make Believe channel. Baka you guys can guess.
Sure,
and
yeah.
then you can do the expressive storytelling.
Sure.
Para we can tie in the Make Believe channel. Memory Keepers, I really wanted to do it, but for some reason, I keep remembering the people that I have to meet with next week. And I was worried. But I can see how engaging it can be. How immediately you guys can lower the inhibitions of the audience, because if everyone was into it, actually if there were 2 or 3 more people in here with me and really getting into it, it's easier. Pero ikaw, may tinatago ka pa.
Oo nga feeling ko may tinatago pa yan. We'll give you like a really nice profound role, you know, that will bring tears to the eyes of all of our Memory Keepers.
Ang galing may hidden talent ka. So Lester, thank you Ang galing ng performance mo sa expressive reading.
Yes,
na
thank you.
natutuwa naman ako. May pag-asa talaga na pwede na akong tumigil sa pagpa-podcast by next year. No, ikaw na talaga dito. Ang galing. Okay. Since it's been an hour and a half.
Oh, it has been an hour and a half? Are you serious?
I think so. We started at 3, around 3 o'clock.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
We'll be honest, at 2 hours, we have a difficult time exporting the file.
Right,
It takes us about, how long, Lester? 27 hours?
Yes.
No?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Just to export the file. Okay, Leslie, I hope we can have you again.
I'd love to be back.
And maybe some of your teachers and you guys can do an expressive reading where we can tie in the teddysage Studios channel to the Make Believe MVP channel. Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll just say your farewell and just to close and invite them to subscribe to your channel as well. So just here on your camera number 2.
Oh, camera number 2. Well,
Yes.
first I want to thank you guys so much for having me.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Carlo and Lester. I had a lot of fun.
We've never done that on the podcast before.
First time.
Thank you.
So we will be back. I'm
Yes.
excited to bring the Make Believe crew here.
Yes.
And for our storytelling session, you two will have a part, just to warn you. And you know, para pwede nyo silang i-pressure, Memory Keepers. So please, do subscribe to the Make Believe channel. It's kind of new, but
Yes.
we plan to build it up some more. So Make Believe PH, we're also on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Make Believe PH. And we have a website, www.makebelieve.com.ph. And you can watch me also on Shopping.
Shopping. Okay, so Leslie, thank you very much. And I
Thank
hope we can
you.
see you again in the next
Yes,
episodes
would
of
love to.
Spill the Beans. Thank you very much, Leslie.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lester, please do your closing.
Okay, let's go home. Memory Keepers, thank you for watching our Spill the Beans podcast. And
Thank you.
yes, Leslie, thank you again for coming here in our Spill the Beans.
Mhm.
And
Welcome.
first time namin na try yun.
Oo.
So
Won't be the last.
Yes. So, I hope everyone na nagustuhan nyo yung episode na to and
Ayan.
see you
na-
on the next episode.
See you on the next episode. Bye, Memory Keepers. Bye.